On a given day at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, at least 80,000 people pour through the gates, usually many more.
It's not my first rodeo. Been coming out here every year my entire life.
They come for the concerts, for the carnival, for the food, for the livestock, for the rodeo.
The culture, everything.
The 3-week event is about more than fried Oreos and turkey legs, rides and slides, rock stars and rappers, crooners and kings. It's about community.
I think it's fun to see everybody come back together, you know. It's something you don't see often. You know, everybody's reconnecting.
You see it in the crowds in NRG Center, in the Midway Carnival, and in the seats of NRG Stadium. Every walk of life, every age. Veterans.
I think it's really fun, and I've been here every single year.
And rookies.
I've been to a couple small rodeos before, but not one this big.
An event this big, hosting this many people, and it's primarily run by volunteers.
Right now we have about 35,000 volunteers on 109 different committees.
You've seen them before, whether you realized it or not. Driving trams, selling tickets, greeting you at the gate, helping you navigate, and so much more.
Without them, we can't do what we do. I mean, it's definitely a team here, there's no question about it. But through the various committees, they really take care of everything when you think about it. I'm asked all the time, how do you do this? And I don't know that you can do it anywhere else. There's just, for whatever reason, it just seems to come together here. This community just has a service atmosphere to it, in my opinion. Houston just does. And so there is this sense of calling, and a lot of people connect with the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo.
As president and CEO, Chris Bowman is one of a few dozen paid HLSR staffers.
The number of volunteers compared to any paid staff members is exponentially larger. 500 volunteers for every one actual rodeo staff member here. So chances are it's going to be a volunteer you're dealing with.
It's impossible to spotlight every one of the 35,000 volunteers on those 109 different committees. But in this KHU 11 Plus special, we're saluting those men and women who donate their time each year so the rest of us can enjoy the largest livestock show and rodeo in the world.
We truly cannot do this work without them.
Let's start where rodeo visitors usually do. In one of the parking lots around NRG Park, like the yellow lot or 610 lot. When you line up for the trams, this is your introduction to the volunteers of the Transportation Committee.
We provide transportation to show VIPs, special guests, patrons, exhibitors around the grounds at NRG Park, and also some off-site special runs.
Staffed with more than 1,800 people on several different teams.
Cavalry, Mavericks, ranch hands, rangers, rough riders.
This group serves 24/7. The daily slate of 275 committee members mostly ferries guests when the rodeo grounds are open, then takes fellow volunteers where they need to go in the early morning, late night, and overnight hours.
They work in all types of weather and conditions. They are boots on the ground. You know, a lot of times the first face of the rodeo that people see depending on where they park, and they take a lot of pride in that.
Say you skip the parking lot. This is your next chance to meet a volunteer. The kiosks at every entrance are staffed by the Grounds Ticket Committee, who can sell you tickets for the grounds, for the rodeo and concert, and for cook-off. Ticket in hand, it's time to pass through the gates. Security first, then the gatekeepers.
Gatekeeper scans all the tickets for guests that are coming in. Our job is we're the first people that guests see, and we're the last people that, when on their way out, we're the last people that say goodbye to them every single time they're here.
This committee is stacked with more than 1,700 volunteers.
1,753 to be exact.
Staffed all over the grounds in their white shirts and tan vests.
And every team's doing different various things throughout the day. Some are stadium, some are perimeter, some are support for those people on the gates.
Just like the transportation crew, they spend their days in the elements.
So if it's 20 degrees like last year, sideways rain, we're out here. If it's 85 degrees, we're out here. So we're out here from 4:30 in the morning till 1:30 at night.
Now you're inside, beyond the gates, and starting to notice all the signs and banners, most of which are created in the graphics and signage workroom inside NRG Center.
Most everything. Some of the large format stuff still has to go out. We are limited in the equipment that we own, so if it gets too large, that's not us. But again, our goal is to do as much as we possibly can.
Equipped with 2 massive printers,
Garth and Willie handle a lot. We beat them up.
these 100 or so active volunteers fill requests from other committees.
We are essentially the print shop. We've taken all of the sign needs for every event that happens in Houston, or in the rodeo, and we've brought those in-house. We generally, by the end of the year, will do somewhere between 11 and 12,000 signs.
Wow.
That's all different sizes, like you said, banners as well as hard signs. We try to accommodate as many special requests as we can.
Maybe the most important product out of graphics and signage, maps that help rodeo guests scout out their visit. Look around and you will always spot someone in a teal vest nearby. These folks serve on the Directions and Assistance Committee.
We greet you right at the gates. We have visitor guides that let you know they show you the maps of all the grounds. They tell you all the schedule of what's going on. They're the best people to tell you about all the food. If you want to find your favorite food here on the grounds.
This committee also takes in lost children.
Last year we had a total of 256 lost children, and of that 45 of them were in one evening shift on a Saturday.
And lost items.
Some weird ones have been dentures. We actually had a full set of luggage one year that someone left in the parking lot.
As a general rule, most anything lost can be found in DNA's office inside NRG Center.
We find umbrellas, people lose their tickets, wallets, cell phones, lots of wallets, cell phones, and keys.
Some of the committee's 1,100 members also work inside the stadium.
And their job is the same as us. We're here to direct and assist.
You likely won't need help to find the carnival. Just look for one of the Ferris wheels towering over the other rides and games. Want to ride or play? Gotta get tickets from one of the kiosks with Midway Ticket Committee volunteers inside.
A lot of times people, think that we're employees, but we're not. We're 850 strong, and we volunteer out here. Each volunteer comes out and works 4 shifts that are about, between 7 to 8 hours per shift.
And each day, there are about 150 shifts.
We talk to people all day long and help them get the fun passes for them to go out and to get on the rides and to play the games.
By the time you've marked an hour on rodeo grounds, you've likely already interacted with a handful of volunteers, and you've probably passed many more wearing their trademark vests. Medical and Safety offers medical care for guests, while Commercial Exhibits works with vendors inside and outside rodeo venues. Tours shows international guests, kids, and other visitors around NRG Arena, NRG Center, the Carnival, and the Junction, where you'll find special attractions, staffing fun on the farm. Special Children's puts on events like Little Rustlers Rodeo and Top Hands Horse Show, specifically for kids with physical or developmental challenges. Mutton Bustin' manages the tent where kids and sheep race across an arena and where there is almost always a very enthusiastic crowd. Calf Scramble Arena does the same for the popular primetime event with help from Calf Scramble donors and Calf Scramble greeters. Many volunteers, though, work behind the scenes on committees like Facility Services, Asset Distribution, Recycling, and Rodeo Operations.
If we do our job right, you'll never see us, you'll never hear about us, but it's our responsibility to make sure everything goes smoothly. We generally operate before the show, during the show, and then 2 weeks after the show. Our responsibilities are to initially build the rodeo, then we maintain everything in the rodeo, and then we tear it all down. Our members do work exceedingly hard to try to get everything put together, and we have a master timeline we have to stick to.
One of the first things on that schedule is outfitting the north dock of NRG Stadium with holding pens like these. This is where all of the animals are kept before they head out for the rodeo.
Putting up all the steels, the bucking chutes, the behind-the-scenes chutes where we hold all the bucking stock before and during the rodeo so it can operate smoothly.
Another ops team handles livestock conversions.
They have to clean out the pens, they have to get everything sanitary and clean and ready for the next wave of animals to come in.
The committee's 378 volunteers also put up the school art and quilt displays in NRG Center. If the rodeo is a living and breathing organism, think of rodeo ops as being in charge of the skeleton.
You do a lot of hard work, there's a lot of manual labor involved. It's a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
Some of the committees organize the rodeo's special days, like Black Heritage Day or Armed Services Appreciation Day. Others tackle events at the rodeo. Horse Show and all its subcommittees raise money for, set up, and put on weeks of competitions. Wine Garden's duties are pretty clear, but it has sister committees of wine competition, wine events, wine sales, and winery relations. You can check out the results of the Agricultural Mechanics Contest the last weekend of rodeo, and the committee is also in charge of the State FFA Tractor Technician Contest. Committees also handle the pre-rodeo events, like the parade and the trail rides.
I started right when I was 21 years old, and so for the last 21 years, I have been out here.
Rodeo Ops Chairman Justin Chance hits pause on his normal job.
I myself am a charge nurse.
To serve the committee his dad helped start.
I've never missed a rodeo a year in my life, so it's been kind of a family legacy thing.
I grew up going to the rodeo. I think my first rodeo was when I was 4, and went to the rodeo my whole life.
Now, Sean Figueroa is the chairman of the Midway Ticket Committee, but his volunteer commitment doesn't stop there.
I'm on another committee as well. I have friends that are on 3 and 4 committees.
I get myself in trouble. I keep volunteering for more and more stuff. I need to quit.
Are you a multi-committee?
I am. I'm on 3 committees.
Graphics and Signage Chairman Josh Reeves got roped in the same way so many volunteers do.
Friends, you know, it's one of those deals where you meet somebody who's on rodeo and it's exciting and you start hearing about it and they kind of bring you in and show you all the fun bits of rodeo, and the next thing you know, you're signing up yourself and working some shifts, and that's how they get you.
I actually got involved right out of school. I was a good friend who was on a committee, and he was like, join, it's a lot of fun.
Once I saw and experienced rodeo and everything it was and understood what it was about, I just knew that I had to be a part of it. And luckily I had a friend who knew someone, and I was just able to find a spot on the committee, and that was 22 years ago.
They may have taken different roads to the rodeo, but ask them why they do it.
13 years now.
This is my 14th year.
I started out on this committee 22 years ago.
17 years.
And they'll give you the same answer in 2 parts. First, it's about the kids.
They're here solely for the mission of helping save the rodeo money so they can give more scholarships.
It costs a lot to put on a production like this every year, and the more money we can save, the more money eventually will end up in educational grants and scholarships and that type of deal.
And those scholarships can be life-changing.
In 2022, HLSR gifted more than $14 million in scholarships, $2.5 million in educational program grants, and $460,000 in graduate assistantships, on top of the $5 million awarded to junior show exhibitors. That adds up to more than $22 million in a single year. Since 1932, HLSR has provided more than $575 million to generations of Texas students, including Directions and Assistance Chairman Sharon Garrett.
When I was in college, I won a rodeo scholarship, and I also watched my family, friends, and my parents volunteer their time as well out at rodeo. So it was really important to me to be able to give back to the community, and of course it's for the kids.
I'm the first one in my family to graduate high school, much less go to college. And so for me to be able to provide that opportunity for someone who may have been in my shoes when I was younger, it's just very rewarding and very fulfilling, and I love it.
When you really get to know what rodeo is about and the heart of the organization, I mean, that's what volunteering is about, and it's just an amazing group to work for.
We all love what we do because of how it helps the kids of Texas, how we help HLSR in their mission, and we truly become a transportation family.
Family is the other consistent driving force for volunteers.
We really do become a family.
You meet some of the best people you ever meet in your life on doing the committees. It's different walks of life. You make the best of friends, all while supporting just an amazing organization. It's a different connection, a different bond than friends somewhere else. It's really special.
And it's not something that you just do during the rodeo. We socialize and get together at least once a month in the off season. So you're seeing these folks, you're building relationships, and it's great because you run into people from all walks of life.
Those relationships and the HLSR mission ignite the passion in volunteers that keeps them coming back for decades in some cases and inspires others to come on board.
A lot of times we have interviews and we talk to people that they've been wanting to for a long time, but now their kids are out of the house or they're on their own or they finished school and now they have the time.
With 109 committees, there is almost guaranteed to be one that serves your interests, experience, and availability.
You have to find something that's comfortable for you, that fits your needs and wants. There's a committee here that does that. So I always say, it's not just getting on a committee, it's trying to find the right committee that best connects with who you are.
It can be anything that you're interested in. I mean, if you're interested in animals, there are tons of committees for that. If you're interested in IT, there are committees for that. Ours is pretty much customer service.
My real job is being a nurse. My job out here is to drive a forklift and feel like a real man for a little while.
This committee, I think, spoke to me because of the mission of being the host of the rodeo and being able to be out there. I love meeting all the different people, and I know all of our teams do as well.
The HLSR website provides a breakdown of the committees. Yes, all 109. You can scroll through, learn about each one, or you can always just ask one of the volunteers when you see them at the rodeo. Most are happy to share about their committee and what keeps them coming back.
My mind goes back to, when we'd go to the rodeo and we see the folks with the gold badges and things like that, and we're like, oh, those were always super cool. And so, that's how you get a gold badge, by volunteering.
To become a volunteer, first, you have to join the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. You can sign up on rodeohouston.com for $50 a year or $500 for a lifetime membership. That's also where you can request a committee. In most cases, you'll land on a wait list.
We tend to keep our people, so there may not be as many positions year after year.
We do recruiting every year, but this year we are 100% full. We do have a wait list.
Because we're a big committee, we're about 850. So through just kind of natural attrition, changes in people's lives, jobs, things like that, we'll usually have between 70 and maybe 100 openings per year.
We do open up a wait list in May, and we have people that sign up right away.
We're always looking for new members.
See which one resonates with you and sign up.
It really is a great opportunity to give back to the community.
You can't describe what this organization means and what it does for the community.
It's more rewarding than what you're giving out. Absolutely. And anything that you do in a volunteer position, you always get more back than you give.
So the next time you go to rodeo, whether it's this year or next, keep an eye out for the vests and the smiles of the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo's 35,000 volunteers.
When you look around here at the show, I promise you there's a volunteer group behind it.
Come out and enjoy it. No matter what it is, come for the carnival, come for the show, come for the livestock. I mean, this caters to so many people.
We love the concerts and the livestock show. She loves the horses.
We wanted to come because she loves animals, and so does he. The kids are having a great time. We just finished out the barn rides, and hopefully we'll do some of the carnival rides before we leave.
Just by being there, you are giving back too.
Without the support of the greater Houston community, this would not be possible, and this is all for scholarships to go to kids.
It's just so much more.